MSO's presence in Yogyakarta is really important. It's such an amazing opportunity for us to engage in musical activities with a country in our region. And when we're here, we realise that students from all over the world are exactly the same. And the MSO comes and shares their passion for this music and gives them all these ideas that just blow their minds. We come in, we demonstrate, the kids are blown away by what they see, what the possibilities are, and they listen to every word we say. We dictate everything to them. We are strict. We're friendly, but we're strict. And we're strict because we believe that those students are capable of heights that they don't even know they're capable of.
We've got a group of 5 string musicians that have come over from MSO, and we're taking these young string musicians basically for a music camp, looking at a core group of classical repertoire and some Indonesian works as well. It's honestly one of the best things that I get to do at MSO.
So we've been arriving here at 10 a.m. to a very enthusiastic hall full of students, and we've been launching straight into rehearsals. 20 rehearsals in the morning, we all play together.
Yeah, we're trying to have energy together and play together and work on details, dynamics, articulation, all the fun string orchestra stuff.
Then in the afternoons, we've been breaking off into smaller groups and able to work in a sectional format so that we can really get down to smaller problems and help them with technical challenges, what it's like to play in a smaller group, and then we aim to put that all back together again at the end of the day.
I've been leading the camp since the second camp that we've had. So that means I've taken the first violin section. Now usually when I take the first violins, I try and make them be quiet because the first violins usually stick out too much and the other sections are quite shy. And so between Michelle and I, we really try and make the inner voices and the bass line come out. And it teaches them that the first violin part's not the most important part all the time. So the kids learn all about the different voices and the interchanging voices and the conversations of music. So each rehearsal is usually me, giving them little hints and everything, but really keeping them quiet, keeping the first violins quiet so they can learn about the structure of the music in its entirety.
Cello sections, as opposed to learning solo repertoire, playing in a section is something where you become less important and it's more about the sound of the section. And I'm a big advocate for making sure that everyone feels they're just as important as one another. And seeing how proud they are when they can finally get something that might be a little bit tricky is such a source of joy.
I get to tutor a lovely double bass student called Stefan. Working with Stefan has been really amazing. So he's already come to it with a really engaged skill set, but we've definitely stepped up what he's been doing throughout the week. The repertoire has been really challenging, both for him and for me, and I think that we've challenged each other in a really healthy way.
I've loved working with the viola section because it's a small section, as pretty much always is, and that smaller group allows me to really get to know the individual personalities and what they can contribute to the section. There's been a high level of enthusiasm and interest just to literally everything that we're saying. There's no reluctance. They're so keen to just try something and see what happens.
I'm in charge of the secondi this week, and I'm so proud that I get to work with all of them. They're all such beautiful, inspiring human beings. The first tutorial, so the group rehearsal with just the second violins, the secondi, we introduced ourselves and we all spoke about how we're so excited about this week and about the preparation we did, but also something we find maybe a bit challenging this week or something that we find scary. So we try to be a group together and we try to support each other and hopefully therefore make better music together.
Each year, the MSO musicians get a surprise. We program most of the repertoire, but the Indonesians provide a piece that's been written by a local composer. And this year we have a piece by Vishnu, and his piece highlights the old Indonesian food-making instrument. It's called Gejog Lesung, and Vishnu has made this incredible orchestral piece highlighting this instrument. And The MSO musicians are like, yes, this usually ends up being our favourite piece. And so this is another way that we learn something about their culture. They always include an amazing Indonesian piece.
So the program in Jogja is a great opportunity for us to work with young musicians. And then we have 25 arts managers who this year are working with CEO Richard Wigley and myself, as well as an online contingent of some of our directors from back home, to basically talk a lot more about leadership. And it's about sometimes the nuts and bolts of running an arts organisation, but it's also who are you as a leader? What can you learn about yourself? What can you learn about working with others? And the challenge for us is incorporating all of those things into what is effectively only a 3-day presentation. It's been a very encouraging and inclusive space this year, which is great.
It's been an eye-opener kind of working with these teams. We've just been bouncing kind of ideas off each other, you know, looking at their stage plan and talking with the musicians. It's been a collaborative effort. It's been really good for them and for myself.
The MSO's contribution to the lives of these students is really, really palpable. Every little thing we say and do changes their lives. Our presence here, it's not so we change them so much as we show them what's possible in the world. There have been so many students who have come through this program who then go on to study in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in America. It's not only that we give them skills, but we give them confidence, and confidence in the music business is everything. So we treat them like anyone else with a chance in life at doing music as a profession. The most amazing thing that has come out of these music camps is also a relationship with the Prince. The Prince has decided, along with the Sultan, to create a royal orchestra. Now this is so important for them because not only are they embracing modern ideas like using a full symphony orchestra, but they maintain their culture by playing Indonesian folk music, Indonesian themed music, whilst using a symphonic template. And the way we've contributed to that was we've helped them to create this royal orchestra for them to just take and use in the way that they want to preserve their culture.
So in the first 2 days that we were here in Yogyakarta, we worked with the Royal Orchestra, which was incredible. Watching the musicians that we've actually worked with in music camps prior to this year suddenly being an orchestra of their own is so heartwarming. We worked on Beethoven's Egmont Overture and we were all hugely excited to hear how incredible they sounded by the end of the session. And on the second day, we actually got to work with the Youth Orchestra of the Royal Orchestra, which again is training this young generation of musicians here. Honestly, it's a very bright future for all of the musicians here in Yogyakarta.
We also were able to work with the Yogyakarta Royal Orchestra in a similar sense, talking about how to run an orchestra. We did some fantastic music workshops with their sort of adult orchestra as well as their youth orchestra. We had 2 sessions which were kind of open table discussions about how do you run an orchestra. The cultural team for the Yogyakarta Special Region have been fantastic, and it's just a privilege to be able to work with people from the government here as well as the Yogyakarta Royal Orchestra.
Coming to Yogyakarta for this music camp is extremely emotional for all of us. We feel the culture here is so special. The people are so friendly, so warm, so respectful, and us coming here is just a reminder of how we can all just live together in this world.